What's up, guys? Welcome to the minimalistic and crazy lifestyle of a trader. Let's go. Party, drugs, and rock and roll. That's all there is to it. No, seriously. In reality, this is how the life looks like. This is likely not my chocolate side, but the day pretty much looks like this. We are checking some stocks, analyzing, looking at the charts, switching back and forth. Sometimes we have time to eat something, but this is the reality. Don't worry, I'm not using just my laptop to trade. This is just for today. But before I bore you with looking at the screen the whole time, let's talk about what day trading really means. Can anybody day trade or trade in general? Well, the question is yes and no. Why is it yes? Well, if you have a internet connection, some kind of Wi-Fi, if you are not restricted by your country, by the law, I don't know where you are from, but which means basically anybody can, if you have some kind of internet access and the ability to open a trade account. On the other hand, I would say no. Why is no? Why? You asking? Why? You are probably asking why. Well, the question is as simple as it is difficult. So, is day trading? Is it hard? Is it difficult? Can anybody do it? Well, of course, it's not that hard, but it's not that simple either. Now, the question is that you have to answer for yourself. Why are you trading? Well, obviously, it's because of money. But most people that are starting to trade, they want to become successful overnight because obviously you are going to a job, you probably don't like it. So, what happens if tomorrow you wake up and in your bank account there are $1 million? Well, obviously you would quit your job. And most people who start trading have the same mindset. They just want to get quickly rich. They want to get rich quickly. Most of the times it's because they don't like what they're doing, so they just want to find a solution, find some money and quit their job. But in my case, for example, of course, money is always a reason why people do things, but in my case, I like to treat it as a game. For me personally, well, money comes and goes, my life will come and go, but the game that I'm playing will always exist. And for me right now, I just like to play games. And obviously, when you're playing games, you don't like to lose, so it's just about winning more than losing. And this is what trading is about. If your wins outweigh your losses, you will become successful. So you really have to ask yourself, why are you trading? Can you become rich? Well, of course you can. Anybody can. I mean, look at people like Warren Buffett or other people who made it. So you can obviously become rich, but the assumption that you can become rich overnight is the biggest mistake that people make. Because, of course, you hear sometimes stories. There is a guy who made 1 million, 10 millions in the last couple of months, but You never know what kind of year it was. I mean, last year we had the COVID incident, but not every year is going to be a Corona year, right? Or a Black Friday year, which means you can't look at people or just see a thumbnail on YouTube and be like, wow, he made $1 million in a month or in a year. Because you don't know how much he has already learned, how long he has been trading for. I mean, maybe he started trading 20 years ago and he analyzed the stocks, find different kind of patterns, trading strategies, and then he find finally a solution that works for him, and thus he made $1 million in a couple of months or within a year. Or maybe he was just lucky and put some money that he didn't need, but he had it. And like I said, last year we had the COVID year, so obviously anybody who bought any kind of stock at the dip, well, guess what? They are now, well, maybe not rich, but they made some money, I guess. So you can, of course, become rich, you can make money, but always, and what most beginners don't understand is you can't compare yourself to other traders or other people in general who are rich or other CEOs, businessmen, because you never know how long they have been doing it for or what exactly happened. Sometimes, of course, luck can also be a part of why they made it, but just make sure if you're beginning, if you want to learn something, don't compare yourself to other people, especially not people that are far beyond anybody else, like a guy like Warren Buffett who has, I don't know, 1990 billions or something like that. So just make sure that you start with small amounts, you try to become consistent and make smaller steps and set them higher at times. Is trading hard? Well, I guess most people would say yes and no. It really depends. What is hard? I mean, everybody has some kind of strategy, and they learn specific patterns that they are using when trading. So anybody can learn it. You just have to sit down and watch maybe some videos. Maybe if you have the money or if there is some offer where you can visit a class online, or I don't know. If it's helpful for you, I don't know. But analyzing the chart patterns, making some support lines, resistance lines, reading some kind of candlesticks, those things are not that hard. But what I'm not quite sure, but I think what is the hardest part, especially as a beginner or in general, maybe even later on, is you have to be patient. Patience is the most important thing. And on the other hand, something like money risk management or money management in general. Because let's say you see a stock that goes up and pulls slightly back, like the Nasdaq or S&P 500. So it has a dip now. Obviously, since those kind of stocks, they always tend to go higher, you buy the dip. And obviously, if you always buy the dip and look back years and decades ago, it always went higher after the dip. But the thing is, you have to know where to buy, when to enter the trade, and how much money you can use, how much stocks you can buy with the money you have. Because if you buy and risk too much money, you're gonna lose it, even if the stock ends up going higher. And this is something that very few traders know in the beginning. And so I would suggest, if you start with very small amounts, even if it's real money. Or I would suggest you better start trading with real money. Of course, first start with a platform that has kind of a demo account, so you can start learning with fake money. But playing with fake money is never the same, because you can always go all in, and if you lose it, nothing will happen. You won't have kind of the feeling or kind of the fear that you might lose something. So even if you start with pennies or cents and really small amounts, it's with your own money, it is still real. So you will have a completely different feeling about it. I will probably make some other videos about those kind of things, but just so you know that this is something that I consider to be very important. And well, I guess that's it for today. So make sure you write some comments if you have some questions, anything, doesn't matter. Subscribe, share the video, like my video. You can dislike it, although I would prefer you like it, but it's up to you. So see you next time.